Introduction to motherboard. The motherboard is defined as a circuit board for the computer system, also called logic board or main board. In the computer system, the biggest component is the motherboard that controls all the components of the computer system and establishes a link between all components. From the motherboard, different components like ROM, CPU, RAM, PCI slots, USB ports, and other components are connected. The controller's device is also attached to the motherboard like DVD hard drive, mouse, and keyboard. The computer system starts using the motherboard and these components act as the backbone for starting the system. Some of the important components of the motherboard are defined below. 1. Keyboard and mouse. There are mainly two types of mouse and keyboard connectors. The first connector is known as PS/2 and the second connector is known as USB. 2. Universal Serial Bus, USB. The USB port is used for connecting the computer system. In the computer system, there is various type of devices that are connected with the USB port like keyboard, mouse, camera, scanner, printers, and another device. The main use of a USB port is to connect the peripheral devices and computer motherboards. The peripheral device connected to the computer system can be inserted or removed without system restarts. That can be the main advantage of a USB port. 3. Parallel port. The old printers that are used in past use the parallel port to connect with the computer system. In the parallel port, multiple wires are used to send or receive multiple bits of the data in a single instance. On the other hand, serial ports use only one wire at a time. In the parallel port, 25 pins female DB type connector is used. 4. CPU chip. The central processing unit is the processor that controls all the functions of the computer system. The overall flow of tasks and functions are controlled by the central processing unit. For the computer system, the central processing unit is called the brain of the computer system. 5. RAM slots. The RAM slots are used for connecting the RAM, memory, in the computer system. In the general computer system, there are mainly 2 RAM slots, but sometimes there can be 4+ slots in the motherboard to increase the memory of the computer system. 6. Floppy controller. The older motherboard chip contains a 34-pin type ribbon cable for connecting the computer system with a floppy drive. In this ribbon cable, one end is directly connected with the computer system and one end is connected with the motherboard. 7. IDE controller. The integrated drive electronics are also known as ATA or parallel ATA. The IDE is the type of component that issued for hard drive control. In today's computer system, the IDE controller supports is not supported. 8. PCI slot. The full form of PCI is a peripheral component interface. The PCI slot is mainly used to insert the expansion cards on the computer. The other PCI devices can also be connected like a sound card, network card, video card, modems, and other device 3S. In today's computer system, support for PCI expansion slots are not there. 9. ISA slot. Industry Standard Architecture, ISA, is defined as standard architecture for expansion bus. The ISA slot issued for connecting input devices and modems. 10. CMOS battery. The CMOS battery is used for storing the BIOS settings on the motherboard. The CMOS battery is also capable of storing the time and data in it. 11. AGP slot. AGP, Accelerated Graphics Slot, is a type of computer slot that is used for attaching the video card to the system. This slot is a high-speed slot so that data transfer can be done at high speed. 12. CPU slot. The CPU slot is a type of port that is used to connect the central processing unit to the motherboard of the computer system. 13. Power supply slot. The power supply slot is used for providing the electric supply to the computer system so that it can start and perform its functions. The total power supply given to the system is around 110 AC power. In the power supply type connector, there are a total of 20 pins that are used to maintain the power supply to the computer system. Factors of motherboard. The main form factor for the motherboard is size and shape. The other factors are physical layout, mounting holes, and board organization. Some of the form factors are mentioned below. 1. ATX. In this type, the standard locations were defined for mouse, keyboard, input/output devices, video connectors, and other devices. In the year 1990, the ATX form factor was developed. The expansion slot given new location, as in this form factor expansion slot were given separate space so that they can be connected with the motherboard. 2. Micro ATX. The benefit obtained from the micro ATX is the same as from the ATX form factor. The main difference is an improvement in system design so that the overall cost of the component can be reduced as the size of the motherboard is reduced in this form factor. The size is reduced by reducing the I/O slots number on the motherboard. 1. Mouse and keyboard. Keyboard connectors are two types basically. All PCs have a keyboard port connected directly to the motherboard. The oldest, but still quite common type, is a special DIN, and most PCs until recently retain this style connector. The AT-style keyboard connector is quickly disappearing, being replaced by the smaller mini DIN PS/2 style keyboard connector. You can use an AT-style keyboard with a PS/2 style socket, or the other way around, by using a converter. Although the AT connector is unique in PCs, the PS/2 style mini DIN is also used in more modern PCs for the mouse. Fortunately, most PCs that use the mini DIN for both the keyboard and mouse clearly mark each mini DIN socket as to its correct use. Some keyboards have a USB connection, but these are fairly rare compared to the PS/2 connection keyboards. 2. USB, Universal Serial Bus USB is the general purpose connection for PC. You can find USB versions of many different devices, such as mice, keyboards, scanners, cameras, and even printers. A USB connector's distinctive rectangular shape makes it easily recognizable. USB has a number of features that makes it particularly popular on PCs. First, USB devices are hot swappable. You can insert or remove them without restarting your system. 3. Parallel port. Most printers use a special connector called a parallel port. Parallel port carry data on more than one wire, as opposed to the serial port, which uses only one wire. Parallel ports use a 25-pin female DB connector. Parallel ports are directly supported by the motherboard through a direct connection or through a dangle. 4. CPU chip, the central processing unit, also called the microprocessor, performs all the calculations that take place inside a PC. CPUs come in variety of shapes and sizes. Modern CPUs generate a lot of heat and thus require a cooling fan or heatsink. The cooling device, such as a cooling fan, is removable, although some CPU manufacturers sell the CPU with a fan permanently attached. 5. RAM slots, random access memory, RAM, stores programs and data currently being used by the CPU. RAM is measured in units called bytes. RAM has been packaged in many different ways. The most current package is called a 168-pin DIMM, dual inline memory module. 6. Floppy controller, the floppy drive connects to the computer via a 34-pin ribbon cable, which in turn connects to the motherboard. A floppy controller is one that is used to control the floppy drive. 7. IDE controller, industry standards define two common types of hard drives, IDA and SCSI. Majority of the PCs use IDA drives. SCSI drives show up in high-end PCs such as network servers or graphical workstations. The IDA drive connects to the hard drive via a 2-inch wide, 40-pin ribbon cable, which in turn connects to the motherboard. IDE controller is responsible for controlling the hard drive. 8. PCI slot, Intel introduced the Peripheral Component Interconnect Bus protocol. The PCI bus is used to connect I/O devices, such as NIC or RAID controllers, to the main logic of the computer. PCI bus has replaced the ISA bus. 9. ISA slot, industry standard architecture, it is the standard architecture of the expansion bus. Motherboard may contain some slots to connect ISA compatible cards. 10 CMOS battery, to provide CMOS with the power when the computer is turned off. All motherboards comes with a battery. These batteries mount on the motherboard in one of three ways: the obsolete external battery, the most common onboard battery, and built-in battery. 11 AGP slot. If you have a modern motherboard, you will almost certainly notice a single connector that looks like a PCI slot, but is slightly shorter and usually brown. You also probably have a video card inserted into the slot. This is an advanced graphics port, AGP, slot. 12 CPU slot. To install the CPU, just slide it straight down into the slot. Special notches in the slot make it impossible to install them incorrectly. So remember, if it does not go easily, it is probably not correct. Be sure to plug in the CPU fan's power. 13 power supply plug-in. The power supply, as its name implies, provides the necessary electrical power to make the PC operate. The power supply takes standard 110V AC power and converts into 12 volt, 5 volt, and 3.3 volt DC power. Reputed computer manufacturers. Manufacturers offering PCs with branded motherboards include Acer, Dell, HP, Lenovo, and others. Dell make. The range of computers offered include all-in-one models, high-performance business-grade computers, notebooks, mini notebooks, high-performance gaming computers, and hardware/software accessories. Dell makes use of custom-made motherboards. Please visit Dell's site at www.dell.com for more information. Lenovo make. The computer products offered by Lenovo include laptops and netbooks, desktops and all-in-ones, workstations, and servers. The company offers solutions for home or home office, small/large businesses, educational institutes, healthcare, etc. Acer make. Acer brand is well known for its notebook and desktop computers. The company, like Dell, offers all-in-one series up to more powerful gaming computers. Acer 2 provides motherboards that are custom-made. Please visit Acer website www.acer.com for more information. Retail stores for computers and accessories. If one intends to buy a computer or any components, it is recommended to search for the best offers by comparing various brands. Given below are some of the reputed computer and electronics retail stores. Almost all the retailers offers online sales. J&R, established in the year 1971, they offer a wide variety of desktop computers, notebook computers, and accessories. Customers may buy desktops or notebooks at jr.com by either visiting their stores or online. Visit company website www.jr.com for more information. CompUSA, a retail stores chain. They offer computers and accessories through stores as well as online sales. Website, compusa.com. Fry's, again, a retail store specializing in electronics, components, and computers. Website, frys.com. Circuit City, one of the biggest retail stores chain that offers computers and electronic products. Website, circuitcity.com. Best Buy, they specialize in TVs, computers, computer accessories, cameras, and others. Visit the company website at www.bestbuy.com. Radio Shack, they specialize in electronic components and assemblies. They also offer desktop and laptop computers and computer accessories. Website, radioshack.com. Tiger Direct, another stores that offer both brick and mortar stores and online stores. The product range include computers, mobile phones, and other electronic products. Website tigerdirect.com. Uses of motherboard. The motherboard is the main component in the computer system that is used for connecting all the components of the computer system so that they can perform several tasks and functions in the system. The motherboard is considered as the spine of the system as all components are connected to a single circuit board for performing their functions. The motherboard is a costly device, and once it gets damaged, the user needs to spend a lot of money to buy a new motherboard for a computer system. The motherboard is a central device where all devices are get connected and maintain the flow in the computer system. A motherboard is the main circuit board inside a computer that connects the different parts of a computer together. It has sockets for the CPU, RAM, and expansion cards, and it also hooks up to hard drives, disk drives and front panel ports with cables and wires. Motherboard is also known as a main board, planar board, or logic board, system board, MOBO or MB. It links all the individual parts of a computer together and also allows the CPU to access and control these separate parts. Other than bridging internal components, the motherboard ports also allows you to connect external devices to the computer. Such external devices would include the monitor, speakers, headphones, microphone, keyboard, mouse, modem, and other USB devices. The functions of a computer motherboard are as follows. The motherboard acts as the central backbone of a computer on which other modular parts are installed, such as the CPU, RAM, and hard disks. The motherboard also acts as the platform on which various expansion slots are available to install other devices/interfaces. The motherboard is also responsible to distribute power to the various components of the computer. They are also used in the coordination of the various devices in the computer and maintain an interface among them. Some of the sizes in which the motherboards are available are BTX, ATX, Mini ATX, Micro ATX, LPX, NLX, etc. The motherboard is a type of circuit board installed in a computer system where all components of the computer system are getting connected. The motherboard is considered as the backbone of the computer system. There are different formations of the motherboard that can be distinguished based on budget, needs, requirements, and speed. The motherboard is considered as a central hub where all different computer devices are getting connected with it. Thank you for watching this video.